Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Kirsty and this is Stuck in the Mud. I just wanted to come on today and have a chat with you all because I have taken some time away from the channel and you may be wondering, you may not be wondering, but I thought I'd come on and discuss with you the reasons why I haven't been uploading new content for a while. And there's a few reasons, it's not just one thing, but I just wanted to check in with everyone and discuss. So there's been a few reasons, like I was saying, but I felt a lot of overwhelm recently in my personal life. I do have a big family. We have 5 children, me and my husband, and it's a lot of work. I also am full-time carer for my elderly dad who lives with us. So I've got quite a lot going on and everything just felt quite difficult for some time, just managing everything around the house, the care of my children, my dad, and various other things going on, school and the rest of it. So that became quite hard to do alongside all of the development of the channel and new videos. And then my husband took a new job and he is out of the house more than he was before. So that's all been quite challenging in itself. And then we got some really quite difficult news as a family. Someone close to me in my family, and it was very difficult to process. I found it really hard, and life can be really brutal and scary and messy at times and very challenging to get through. And after receiving some difficult news, I really did start to have those feelings come back to me of the panic, which I've not experienced for a good few years now since I had my last child, and I started to experience panic attacks again. And I really decided I needed to just take some time away, practice my self-care that I'm well aware of, that I know I should be more consistent doing, and really just concentrate on myself for some time. And that's because life is hard at times and we really do need to, look after ourselves and practice that self-compassion, just taking it easy and not, just all that noise out there, just let it settle. I took some time away from social media completely, deactivating accounts, just not really spending too much time because there's all that information in the world. And when you're going through something challenging in itself, it can all just add to everything. And I did feel myself going into a bit of a tailspin of, like I said, the panic, and the rumination started to appear again, which, like I said, I haven't dealt with for a while. And with OCD, and I always like to use this phrase, is the fact that, I have OCD and I've experienced OCD in my life to varying degrees and had some really devastating times with it. But I may experience an OCD, but it doesn't have me, it doesn't control me. And this is what I really like to put across in my videos, that, we can navigate life with these difficult challenges of mental health and, not have it take away from us and limit our lives to the degrees it may have done in the past, and teaching the ways we can actually achieve this. And this is what I really like to do in my videos, but I didn't feel I was in the best place personally to be able to do that at that time, just going through some difficult situations. So I really have taken that time away and I have felt myself becoming a lot calmer. And so I wanted to return and start some new videos, and I haven't completely forgotten about all the plans I had at the start of the year, because another thing was as well is the fact that I reached my 1,000 subscribers, which I was really pleased with. I'm so grateful for all the people who have subscribed to the channel and taken the time to comment on my videos and really be there and support me on this journey of growth from someone who has dealt with OCD and anxiety to really, just the worst times in my life, the real rock bottom stuff where you can't feel a way out. I've been there, and that's why I feel like I'm the right person to kind of help other people, because I know from personal experience what it's like to be there, and I know what it takes to get out of that. But we're all human, and life happens, and like I said, life can be pretty scary and confusing and challenging at times, and it's not unusual for someone that has a history with mental illness to feel a resurgence of those symptoms and those old even habits that we had from when we've been going through difficult times with OCD and anxiety. Those old things we do all the rumination, we try and figure everything out, answer questions, and we spend so much time in our heads. And I could feel myself being pulled back there, being drawn back there. Like I said, panic started to take over. And I feel myself coming out of that now. And although the situations are still going on and it's hard, I feel like I'm in a better place than I was a few weeks ago. So this is what I wanted to talk about. And I really do want to go forward with the coaching sessions that I had planned out at the start of the year. I really want to continue with that. I'm not at a place where I can do it and do it well at the moment, because this is the thing. I don't want to start something and then not fully have myself immersed into it. I don't want to, do anything half-heartedly. I want to be in a place where I can commit to it fully. My daughter, my youngest, is starting reception school in September, so I feel like I'll have a bit more time on my hands. And I think I was very surprised at the whole YouTube process. This is another thing I wanted to talk about, because like I said, I hit 1,000 subscribers, which is great, but then everything started to get more difficult on the channel. I really felt like I was starting to move forward with everything, and that's why I always say it's important to like the videos and subscribe, because this really helps channels grow. We produce a lot. We produce these videos for free, and hopefully they're good resources for people that are struggling with OCD and anxiety, and helpful for actually making you realize you can recover and you can go on that healing journey that I have been on, and you can get better from this. So having these videos available, I hope is of use to you, and you can actually use them for yourself to get well on your way on that healing journey. But at times I felt like I got there to the 1,000 subscribers and then I had a setback. It just felt like I wasn't getting any traction with the videos like I had previously. And that may be an algorithm thing, maybe because I've reached 1,000 subscribers, that I may not get as much of backup from YouTube itself. I don't know. I really don't know the ins and outs, but I just felt like I had a setback. I was like, it's quite frustrating, because you feel like, I'm getting somewhere with this and I really want to get out there, help people. So by doing all these things, that really does help. When people like and subscribe, it just helps the videos get out there, and hopefully I can be available to more people and of help, and I can move forward, like I said, with all the plans I have to do the one-on-one coaching and do it affordably as well, because I hate the fact that people are struggling and they can't reach out to anyone that understands them. And that's where a place I've been, where it's scary, it's hard, it's difficult. You're struggling and there's no one available, and you want to see someone privately, it's hundreds of pounds. That's not achievable for many people out there. So I really want to do something one-on-one that I can do at an affordable cost as well to you guys. So I want to put all my heart and soul into that and actually do it well. So I'm not at a place I can really offer that right now, because I've had a couple of people maybe reaching out and asking, but it's something that it's not gone away. I do want to do this, but with everything that's been going on in my life personally, it's just been very hard to achieve at the moment. So I hope this has explained a few things. Maybe, like I said, maybe you've not even noticed I've not been uploading, but I felt like myself that, I owed an explanation in a way, maybe, why I haven't. It's just, there's been so much going on in my life, and I really do think, and it's important to express that, that self-care is important. When we feel ourselves slipping and struggling, and that is completely normal. That is a normal part of the healing journey from OCD and anxiety. It's not going to be plain sailing all the time, because you know what? Life happens. Life is, like I said, it's messy, it's challenging, it's difficult at times, and we learn to navigate those things in a way that, that doesn't sink us, because I've felt at a place where, I could easily go there. I could go back down there and really struggle. But that's what all of these tools do. They help us to, we can really recognize and have that awareness to when we're starting to struggle and when we're getting pulled into OCD and anxiety, and do something about it. And it's all, a lot of it involves self-compassion and all the various other things that I teach in terms of detached mindfulness and moving forwards. And this is what I really like to get across in my videos. I like to think of the mind as the sea. The sea there, we're going to have times in our life when those waves, those storms come crashing around us, and it's just learning to ride those waves when life does get difficult, and realizing that, things will calm down again. We'll come back to that space, that sea, that is us, that our mind, that's calm and settled. It will return to that state, and not to get so caught up in trying to stop the waves and stop the storm. It's just letting it ride out and let it calm down on its own. And this is much of what I teach through the channel, is metacognitive therapy and how we can navigate OCD and anxiety using these tools. So hopefully my videos have been helping with that. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see me do going forward. I am going to be doing my next video on procrastination and overwhelm, which ties in quite nicely with this video. And yeah, because it's very closely related to OCD and anxiety. They often go hand in hand, and hopefully it will have some helpful tips to maybe get you out of that rut that you may be feeling yourself in. So watch out for that. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time.